All right. So as you can see, we have Marlon Cheeto Vera joining the program. He is back in action next Saturday night, UFC 252 in Las Vegas. The co-main event is taking on Sean O'Malley. Marlon, good to see you, man. How's it going?
Good to see you too, bro. I'm feeling good. I'm happy. This camp has been great, like any other. I've been putting in a lot of hard work, and I can wait. When I find out it was coming event, it was even cooler.
You only had to wait a year to get this thing back on the books with Sean, and it's a fight you've wanted for a long time. It's hard not to get asked about it, I'm sure, to this point, since it was booked before and then it was canceled. And then people just kept asking you, like, what about Sean O'Malley? What about Sean O'Malley? How excited are you to finally get this fight next weekend with O'Malley?
To be honest, I'm excited about being fighting. I'm excited about being able to compete at the highest level. I'm excited to be going to a fight. I don't pick and choose like who I want next. Like, honestly, I don't give two fucks in front of me. I just prepare myself. I like the competition, and I we everybody says I'm gonna win. Everybody says I'm gonna knock you. So let's find out. Let's see what happens. And I'm excited. I'm ready.
How did you like the fact that he called you out this time? He asked for you this whole time.
Well, I feel this is just how I feel. I could be right or wrong, but he haven't fought nobody. He's coming off couple whack wins, which I say this not to start a shit talk, but it's real. Like the last couple guys he fought, they haven't do anything. He beat a guy that is it's past his prime multiple years ago. He's been not fighting really, and then he's coming literally with one win against a newcomer, and that was like it took him a lot of damage to win the fight. So if you make the math, he needs to fight somebody like me to stay relevant. And guess what? I'm not even in the ranking, so that shows there's just a little bit that if I'm in the rankings, I'm like I won't call out somebody that is not in the rankings just to prove myself. I'm like I'm looking forward. I'm gonna find somebody ahead of me, but everybody's different. So at the end of the day, they offer me the fight. I'm like, why not? Fuck it. The guy have a number next to his name is good for me at any time. So the first offer was Jimmy Rivera, and then those were two fights that I would like. So why not?
We last saw you fight on one of those Jacksonville cards in May. You took on Song Yudong in a featherweight fight, and you were on the wrong side of unanimous decision in a fight that pretty much anybody that I've ever spoken with scored for you. Did it take you a little while to get past the frustration of that decision, considering pretty much everybody thought you won that fight?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty upset. I say fuck you to most likely everybody that night because I was upset. I was in my right to express my feelings, but honestly, dude, there's nothing you can do about it. Like once something like that happened, there's nothing you can do about it. Like so I was like, if I stay sitting down crying and bitching about it, like I wouldn't go nowhere after that. Like you will stay sitting on shit for nothing. And honestly, that's not what I do. I was like, it is what it is. Fuck it. I know I won the fight. I know I saw improvements. I know I broke the guy. So I'm like, it was a good thing. It was a good thing because sometimes these type of things make you rethink, make you be better, make you do things better. So I'm in a pretty good spot right now. So I'm happy. I let it go, and I'm going from there.
Outside of the money aspect, which is obviously very important, do you like from a mental place, do you feel like you're heading into this fight on a 6-fight winning streak mentally, or that you're trying to bounce back from a loss mentally?
I'm not bouncing for nothing. I'm winning, And then of course, when you say the mental, I think that's the most important thing. You gotta be sharp in your mind because how many guys, body wise, talent wise, that are like fucking unbelievable, and then you know when this shit isn't ready, you're gonna have a long night when you face the right guy. So this is the most important for me. Be ready, be sharp. Mentally, you gotta be willing to die in order to achieve your stuff, your dreams, everything.
This fight with O'Malley, because you and I, we've spoken a couple of times in the past, and a part of you from a past conversation still wanted this fight really badly. And then like the next time I talked to you, like once it got canceled again, that other part of you was just sort of over it. You're like, whatever, if it happens, it happens. Is this just like another fight for you at this point? Is that how you're approaching it? This is just a fight?
Yeah, dude, it's another fight. In order to be a champion, in order to be a number one contender, you gotta fight anyone, anybody, at any time. So I'm not really like, I don't fall in love with nobody. Once the fight's on, I'm thinking I need to damage you, I need to hurt you, I need to broke you. Once if I got canceled or something happen, I'm like, fuck it, like I don't care. Like it is what it is. It's okay. And it's okay to don't fight that person. So I'm not chasing nobody at no time.
Most people would say, and I think everybody agrees with this at this point, that you're Sean's toughest fight to date, but yet you're sort of flying under the radar. Do you feel like you're flying under the radar, that everyone's talking about the O'Malley, the Sugar Show, and you get to just slide right on in there and not have that kind of pressure on you?
Honestly, dude, with pressure, without pressure, talking about me, don't talking about me, again, I don't give a fuck. Like I don't chase those things. I don't chase people talking about me. How you get that is just going in there and fucking people out. That's what the UFC wants. That's what they know what it wants. They don't care about, nobody cares about nothing. It's like nobody cares about feelings. People cares about winners. Once you do that, you're good to go. So flying under the radar, like all those words are just like a sportsman. Like I don't think like that. I just work hard. I just prepare for battles, and I try to train with the best people around me to take me to the next level. So I have nothing in my mind besides winning and being ready and doing the right thing. Flying under the radar, fans talking. I don't even read. Like when it comes to that, like I don't have time for that. I got 3 kids, I have a wife, so I'm like, I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and that's what it's all about. You gotta find a way to be happy in life. If you're thinking about people don't talking about you or people don't say you're gonna win, you're a weak bastard. Good spirits all the time.
You are. That is absolutely true. Sean's gone the distance in the UFC before. He's won both of those fights, but you're the kind of guy, Marlon, that as long as the longer the fight goes, the better you get. Getting into those deep waters, that's where you tend to shine. We saw it in the Song Yudong fight. We've seen it a bunch of times from you. Is that sort of part of your game plan here? Kind of take him out of the first round, let him drown a little bit and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm gonna use every single tool from my toolbox. I'm gonna go in there and fight. I feel I'm the best when I freestyle, when I goes in there and I just let it go, and the game plan is set. My coaches tell me great ideas, where to go, what to do, but at the end of the day, you gotta go in there and make the fight. You gotta feel the fight, you gotta see the energy. So you know, if the fight goes 3 rounds, I'm ready for that. If the fight goes less than that, even better. I go grab a beer earlier. So I'm feeling good, and this fight's all about just being there, being present, and be focused because it's a fight. Anything can happen. Like anything can happen, so you better be ready.
What's the victory beer of choice for you?
Of course, they want to sponsor me. 593 from Ecuador. They send me a shed lot of beer, but it's gonna be hard to travel with alcohol. So, couple IPAs, couple that little bit of everything, couple whiskey shots until I'm sleeping.
There you go. Speaking of Ecuador, have you seen Sean's hair? Have you seen it? I don't know if you even look for that stuff, but it appears that he has dyed it the colors of the Ecuadorian flag.
Yeah, that's good support, but those are the colors of Venezuela, Colombia. Without the actual sign, you don't know where you are. So I was thinking like maybe he likes support South America. That's cool. It's he's calling attention. He's trying to jump people to for that. I got a million people like tagging me like, dude, that's disrespectful. I'm like, disrespectful for what? He doesn't say nothing bad. Like, fuck off. But it's just people on social media is people, you know. I'm a face-to-face person. If I have a problem, um, I will scrap in your face. I'm not, you know, I'm not going in there and like, I don't have time for that. I like to fight, dude. That's what I do. I'm a fighter.
I know you're focused on yourself. This is another fight, but this whole division, 135, is just so ridiculous. It's loaded.
Right now, it's sweet.
I feel like most of the top 35ers in the UFC, a lot of these guys wanted this fight with Sean to sort of derail this train. And one thing I've noticed from a lot of fighters in your division is that they are rooting for you in a big way to win this fight. Like Cody Stamann, I spoke with him. His quote stuck out to me. He said he can't wait for you to take care of Sean. So, quote, we don't have to hear from that little turd anymore. Like a lot of people have your back, are supporting you in this fight. Do you feel like in a weird way, even though you're not putting this pressure on yourself or even thinking about it really, that this would not just be a victory for you, but a victory for the whole division if you beat Sean O'Malley?
Honestly, that's the thing about me. It's not even pressure. It's just like I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to be thinking about what somebody says. That's why this is a sport of fighting. We got 15 minutes or 25 to be the sheriff of each other with no consequences. You know, there's a couple of rules in there, but you know, a lot of people is just, you know, the more they pay attention to what somebody says, the more that somebody wins. I'm like, every time these cooks online are insulting us or whatever, and we answer, that's on us. That's our fault. You know, why you answer that? Every time you answer to somebody, you make them happy. But then you got guys in the top five. What an idiot answering to Nomali that is nobody in the ranking. He's like what 14 right now. I'm like, why you guys are talking back to him? The more you talk back to him, the more cooler he is because the big boys are talking back to the kids. So I'm like, you know, it's common sense. Like I don't know. Like if we're gonna fight, just wait till the fight. You know, talk a little shit, have fun. But those guys are mad. A lot of people is mad about him. I'm like, you guys are already losing the battle. I'm like, somebody talk shit, you'd be like, oh, cool. Guess what? If we're face to face, the energy changed. He doesn't say nothing face to face. I saw him face to face. We were in the elevator. And I was, you know, I was like, are you going to say something? Are you going to try something? Because you know, you always got to be ready. You know where the people energy is around you. So I don't fit it. If the bunch of guys are cheering for me, cool. If not, fuck off. I want to beat them anyways.
I would describe your mentality right now. You're low key fired up. Like you're ready just to get to August 15th and get in this cage and fight this man.
August 15th, I was 10, I was 20, September. You know, I trained for fighting. And I love the shit talking. Like people around me, like they're like, dude, you talk way too many shit. But sometimes I keep it to myself and my friends because I'm like, I don't wanna go.
Do we lose him?
Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
It's all right. You were talking so much fire that you burnt your phone.
There you go.
There he is.
But going back to that, like, I just, you know, I like this shit talking, but sometimes I'm like, the things I can say, they have more repercussion on the little kids, on my own kids. So I'm like, I can get pretty gross, but you know, I don't want the kids to see that. I want, because, you know, if I'm teaching my kids to don't be like that, why doing it? Unless you're just being funny, like Child Son, and there's guys with a name. But if I'm going deep on shit talking, you know, I know how to take it. I'm a thick skin, so I can go farther and farther and farther. But I'm like, did I really want that? Maybe not. Maybe later. Or maybe face to face. Face to face, I would say anything. But because it's not, you know, nobody can make a screenshot of what I say face to face. So I get in trouble for the things I say. So I just prefer to stay a little quiet. Find out or what.
When was the last time you got in trouble for saying something that you probably shouldn't have said?
This kid was calling me out. I called him a F word. Not. So
oh yes.
Like, oh, this is, I'm like, whatever. Like, it's just a fucking word to me. Like, it don't represent anything. But you know, I get in trouble before. I got like UFC PR, like, hey, you can say that. I'm like, I'm sorry, I won't say it again.
Okay. You don't want to get the wife mad either. I understand that. Yeah.
You don't want to have that thing on your shoulder chipping you out.
Do you even have a prediction for this fight? Like, you're not going to say Sean's going to beat you, but do you see this going any other way here?
I'm gonna fuck him up. Everybody have to be positive about it. Both corners are thinking going to win. Nobody's going in there thinking to lose. So let's see what happened. I was 15. I'm ready to go. It's the only thing I know.
Yes, you look ready to go. What do you make of this division right now? With we got a new champion, Petr Yan. Aljamain Sterling looks to be the clear number one contender. Yet Dana White is hesitant to say those words into a live microphone. I mean, you have to agree he's the next guy, right? Or is it Moraes? Like, what do you think?
No, it's not Moraes. The way he broke Leiling fights is not the next guy. Against Cejudo, he was winning until he doesn't. That sounds kind of silly, but he was killing the guy, and then the energy went away and he just broke. Then the fight with Aldo, in my opinion, he lost the fight. That's why Aldo fought for the title. Even if they shouldn't doing that, it is what it is. Aldo won the fight in paper, to me. And Sterling is a contender. Yeah, like Moraes KO'd him back to back, him and Rivera. But I'm like, I will give the fight to Sterling just because they grind, they work, coming back of those losses and beat all these guys. And then Curtis and Hagen have a lot of hype, and he is mocking pretty easy. So doesn't matter what they say, the fight's for him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But maybe we'll have it sooner rather than later. This division can move forward. We could start railing off some title fights and, moving guys up the ladder. But I am very excited for your fight, Marlon. August 15th, UFC 252, the co-main event to Daniel Cormier's final fight. What does that mean to you, to be the co-main event to his final fight?
That's it, because I do like Cormier. He's a cool guy. I was always rooting for John Jones because I trained with him. He's a great guy. He gave me advice. I love him. He always take care of me. But this is a nice guy. Like, we talked before and everything. And now that he's at heavyweight, I'm rooting for this here 100%.
What a great story that would be. And you could set the table for him against Sean O'Malley in the co-main event.
Well,
great stuff, Marlon. Great catching up with you, man. Enjoy the time with the family before you head to Vegas. And all the best to you in the fight with Sean O'Malley. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. And everybody tune in. It's going to be fun.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.